Hi everyone, it's Jill Lancet and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Greystanes, New South Wales, Australia. And this is my online store. This is the December host code for orders under $250. If your order happens to be over $250, you will be asked to put in some rewards for spending that much money. But if not, if you could use this host code, that's greatly appreciated. You can check out my social media. My email address is here if you'd ever like to ask me some questions, or if you'd like to be placed onto my email newsletter list, just request that at that email address there, tilly2145@gmail.com. And like, subscribe and share. Now I've got a really nice card for you today. I see it as a sympathy card. In fact, I've stamped it as a sympathy card. So I think we'll just go ahead and get started. Now, it's using the gorgeous Meandering Meadows paper again. I really can't get enough of this paper at the moment. Now, what I've got here is a square card. And I'll just give you the measurements for that. I think it is, let me just check it. It is 13.5 centimetres. So when you fold it, it will be 13.5 centimetres square. It's very, very warm and muggy here today. So I've already taken the liberty of cutting out the beautiful window. Now, the tape I've used, I use it over and over again. So there's a little bit of residue on there. And all I do is just take a normal eraser and just rub that off. And I find that that is just as good as anything. So I'm just going to get rid of that now. And I've got a beautiful square card with this aperture front out, cut out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that over so it's been scored. Now, it's quite thick, this cardstock, so you really want to give this a really good crease because it's quite thick. So I'm just going to do that with you. This card literally does not take that long once you have everything ready. So we have our card 13.5 by 13.5 centimetres. Now if you want that in inches, it is 5 and 5/5 by 5 5/16. Okay, so I do have the metric measurements here. So we have our square card. Now we need a piece of the beautiful Designer Series paper, and we're going to cut this 12.7 by 12.7 square. So I'm going to do that with you now. So I've already chosen which part I want to cut off because I want this beautiful seam to be through the aperture. So I've already decided where I'm going to cut that. And it's going to be 12.7. So I'm looking up here, 12.7, which is 2 notches past 12.5. And I'm cutting. I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to cut it 12 by 7. Now I should have this beautiful, beautiful square piece, and that is going to be seen through the aperture, but we're not there yet. So we have our card, we have our DSP, and now we need a piece of black cardstock. Now this piece is 14.2 by 13.2. Now I'll work out all the measurements and I'll put them down below. But we want to actually score one side of, oh gosh, if I can get that off. One side of the 14.2 side, we want to score it at 1 centimetre. So I'm going over here to 1 centimetre, blade out of the way, giving that a really good score. So we have our piece here with a score down here. I need another piece of designer series paper, and I have given you the direction of the measurements. So I need it to be 13.2 in this direction. So I'm going to cut that off the top of that, 13.2, because I want the beautiful more of the bottom part of the design showing. So I've cut that off, and I want it to be 13 square this way. So I'm going to take that off there. Now, please stick with me to the end so you can see how this is going to come out. Okay, now our little aperture thing that we, our little aperture piece that we cut, we are going to use that as well. So I'm just going to pop that up there, out of the way. I think all of our cutting is done now, and I think I have a bit of tape residue on here as well. There it is there. And I just want to get rid of that. There we go. Now I'm doing one little bit of stamping, and it is going to be on this piece here. So I'm using the With Sincere Sympathy. Now where did I get that from? Oh, I got that from the Heartfelt Hexagon stamp set, this one here, With Sincere Sympathy. So I'm just going to ink that up in the Memento Black. And I'm going to center that up on my little archway here. And then we can assemble this card. Now, my head might get in the way here. So I'm just going to, hopefully that's straight down. Now you'll have strips of paper left over which you can use on other projects. And there we've got our message, With Sincere Sympathy. So I'm going to assemble the card. This is how quick it is, okay? So we have our various pieces. The first thing I want to do is to line this up. There's my score there. Now, if it makes it easier for you, by all means, score that. Crease it now if you want to. You don't have to, but if it makes it easier for you to center that up. Now I'm giving this a really good crease. Okay, and I'm doing it from both sides because I want this to lay flat once it's in the card. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on this because I want to make sure I can wiggle that into place if I haven't got it correctly in the beginning. So there's a bit of a border, just a bit of a border all the way around. Now there we go, okay. Now the next thing I want to do is to take this piece with this little hinge, and I want to put that up against the spine of the card. Now I'm going to put liquid glue on that because if I want to move that a little bit, it'll give me the ability to do that. So just a little bit of liquid glue down here, down on this spine here, this little bit of a hinge that we made. And I think I went too far. Now what I want to do is I want to line it up so that I've got the same amount of border all the way around. And I want the hinge so that I can still close the card with ease. So I've got that in place now. Now I'm going to give this a really good score as well. because I want to enforce that glue and the crease in that. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to give this a really good press all the way down. So now we've got almost like a little booklet. Almost like a little booklet. Now the center of the card, we're popping this piece in. Now we couldn't put that in until we had this black hinged part in. Again, I'm going to use some liquid glue, just so that I can wriggle that if I need to. Wriggle that into place. And I want that up against the hinge. I want it top and bottom. I want it covering this black part here. And I want that inside there. Now, once you've got all this done, turn this over and give this a really good score from the back. Okay. And now we have this little 3-page booklet, you might as well say, and we're popping this in the middle here with our greeting. Now there's a little bit of space to write if you wish to write in here, but there is loads of space on the back of the card. Now I'm just eyeballing this. I'm just making sure that looks good. Looks okay to me from where I'm sitting at the moment. Actually, it looks a little bit crooked. That looks okay. And now we have loads of space on the back. If we wanted to write a big message, but sometimes you have you don't know what to say on these occasions. So, that gives you a very small area. Now it will stand up and it will look really lovely. You'll see beautiful scene through the aperture, and then you've got your message on the inside. Very special card for a very sad occasion. Please let me know what you think about that. It's been really, really hot here, and I decided to do some Christmas baking, and I lost all sense of time, and so I needed a card quickly, and literally this card came together itself. So please let me know what you think about that. Put a comment down below, and I will have the measurements there for you. Thank you so much for spending a bit of time with me. I hope you, if you need that sort of card, a sympathy card, then this might just be a beautiful card for you to create. Yeah, it's very sad when you've got to make these cards. But anyway, look, a very, very, very quick video today. And really, the paper does all the work, literally all the work. Thank you so much for spending some time, as I said, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye.